Good morning, everyone. Ginette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and thank you so much for checking out this video for your weekday daily card reading from Spirit. So as always, as a medium in sessions, I just go straight to Spirit. I don't use cards, but for these daily readings, I love using cards. I think oracle cards, tarot cards are a great tool to connect with Spirit too. So, I mean, this is just fun and I enjoy it and I love it and I can share it with you guys, and I just feel the visuals are a great way to help reinforce a message. So that being said, let's see what's in store. I'm using the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid this morning. And let's see what is in store for this very rainy, blustery day on the West Coast here. I hope it's sunnier where you are, but let's see what we got here. I see lots of movement in my mind, lots of action and fiery energies. Oh, interesting. Okay, I may take it. I'm going to do one more as a clarifier here, almost as the way in which to read this. So it just as a little side note, if ever you do a card pull and you're kind of like, I don't know how to interpret this, I could interpret this like 5 different ways, then you pull one more card with the intention of, please give me an insight of the direction of which to interpret this. And that often helps. Yeah, okay. Got it. Whoop. Okay. Okay, so the way in which we are supposed to interpret this reading is with the Stag card. Now, this is about pride and leadership. We've had this card come up a lot. This is about like knowing thyself, being whole, being rooted in thyself. That doesn't mean you're being egotistical. That just means you're getting to know yourself and choosing what is in alignment with you, which seems to be a very common theme right now as we move through all these energies. But the message here is I have the Wealth card. Okay. I have the Goblin and the King. So this is interesting. So this wealth card talks, it can talk about financial wealth, but it can also talk about intellectual wealth, abundant wealth in terms of like abundance of like good things happening in your life, good people, good situations, good things. This is wealth in a positive way. When we connect to the energies all around us, we can connect more deeply to manifesting that type of wealth. That's why you see lots of trees in this card here. These trees in this forest, there's lots of stuff going on in there. There's lots of bounty and abundance and nourishment and all of that kind of stuff. This is about you checking where in your life you are seeing this abundance and, having a gratitude for it. And at the same time, where are you lacking a bit of this wealth and abundance? And what can you do to make it different, to bring more of that in? And that kind of speaks to the King card that we're going to get to in a minute. So this is about recognizing the wealth in your life, okay? Now, the Goblin, this is all about the wounded human ego. This is all about like, where are you still being triggered? Where are you fighting petty battles? Where is there drama in your life that there doesn't need to be? Because when you clear this out, you make so much more space for this. This is very, very powerful, but we have to get past any kind of wounded human ego type things. And because I pulled the Stag card for pride and leadership within self, this is saying for you to check into any wounding, triggering things that are still coming up for you. And when Spirit says for us to check into that wounding or what's coming up, it's not because we are not doing it well enough or we're not a good person or we're failing. It's nothing of that. Spirit is actually encouraging us to go deeper, go a little deeper, refine it, get those edges even smoother. Like they're asking us to just come closer to the source of who we are. It's not because we're not good enough. It's just about shining brighter. So where are you still being triggered? Because remember, there's a lot of movement. And yeah, I was saying, they're reminding me right now, I was saying in the beginning, I was seeing lots of movement in my mind and I was seeing lots of fiery energy, which means movement and transformation. And that's the big key right now, especially in Sagittarius that we're in, is a fire sign of transformation. So we can transform into more wealth of all kinds, abundance, happiness, love, financial, when we clear up our human wounded ego. Very key. And then this King card is all about authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to the law and justice. Now, the way that Spirit is really giving me this card right now is more in terms of action, linear. Now, with Spirit stuff, we often talk about curvilinear and expressive and not limited to boxes, right? But this card is more of talking about the linear process to get things done. What steps need to be taken to get stuff done? So if we take this very masculine yang energy card of the King, and we have the King approach our wounded human ego. In order to create wealth, the King is going to come in and say, okay, what do we need to do? What's triggering us? What's happening here, here, and here? Okay, these triggers are happening. Let's look into it. Let's move through that because we want to create some wealth over here of joy and abundance. We don't want to be feeling, low and non-energetic and gloomy. We want to be feeling better. So let's clear this up, look into it. Let's go. The King is going to get right in there and see what's happening. And that's why, again, Spirit gave us this Stag card because it's about refining self, recognizing where in some parts of your life you are sitting on this throne of knowing, of authority, of self-respect, of all of that kind of stuff. And this is a non-gendered card. Yes, it's the King, but I'm not talking about gender here. I'm talking about that very process-oriented, getting stuff done and recognizing where you're at type energy here. So really, Spirit World is saying, use this fiery energy to refine who you are, recognize those triggers so that you can be in a better position of knowing who you are, being proud of who you are as a human, because man, we should be proud of who we are as people. We really should. And it's not a boastful pride, not at all, but it's a sense of self and a sense of like, yeah, I am good. Because the amount of people that I talk to and that I even hear in, conversations with Spirit and stuff, the amount of people that just continue to carry guilt, shame, the degree to which they beat themselves up, the degree to which they even it's people are really, really hard on themselves. If we think people are hard on people outside of them, many people are so much harder on themselves. And so when we can start to recognize the beauty that we are, then we change the energy of what comes to us. And then when we work in that flow of cyclical energy and we can manifest with it, it just changes. And that has to come from a place of self-love. We have to be able to love ourselves really, truly. And sometimes it's other relationships that help build that understanding of love for us and help bring it out. But other times it's our own self-work within that helps bring us out, that then draws those other relationships. So lots to be said here today, but I do see this as really quite a beautiful pull. There's a lot of choice and movement and recognition to be had here. And again, remember, we have a solar eclipse happening and the new moon on the 4th, I think 3rd, 4th, kind of that cusp evening. So we're right getting into that energy of it, ramping up in that energy. So you might find things are extra fiery right now, extra triggery. As you see those things come in, thank them for coming in because they're showing you something you can clean up. And sometimes it is just a simple recognition of something that maybe you're like, oh, I actually don't feel that way about that anymore. I don't need to have that whole reaction. Okay. And you move it along. Sometimes it's that simple. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I think I could have gone on a long tangent here, but I'll save that for a podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps you in your day today. And if you're enjoying these videos, please do subscribe and share. And as well, check out avalonspirit.com. There's so much goodness on that site, from different personal journey guides to help you on your path to different ideas and concepts of expanding consciousness. So there's lots to see there. Check it out. And mostly, I wish you a beautiful day.